What is going on, everyone? This is Wizard of Waz bringing you another Madden 20 video. So today I wanted to cover a video that several people had requested from me, and that is how to run better in Madden 20. So typically in all Madden games, obviously I know it's more the meta this year, you can do stretch and all that stuff and it's a little glitchy, but typically in Madden I like to run more. I usually do about 60-40, 65-35, somewhere around in there, regardless of kind of what the meta is. I just prefer to run in football in general. So I was going to go over how to do that today with my MUT team. I'm going to be using Bo Jackson. We're going to be doing some of the solo battles. We'll be doing it on the full legend difficulty so you can kind of see how computers react. A lot of these tips are going to work better against people though, because really what you're trying to do when you're wanting to master the run is you want to fake out your user opponent. Like obviously it's pretty easy to fake out the computer sometimes with the ball carrier moves, but a user a lot of times you're not going to be able to just use this simple juke and spin move to get around them. So we're going to go over a couple ways that you can maximize your rushing efforts to really pound the rock and take it to your opponent. Right before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do that down below. Hit the bell icon as well so you can know as soon as my videos come out. Also join the Discord. We got a lot of people joining that lately. We got some of the coin methods in there. I can't make videos every day. My schedule doesn't allow it because I'm still a very small YouTuber. So if we have some good coin methods in there, I might not be able to get them up that night. And as y'all know, a lot of times the coin methods, they go away very, very quickly as soon as everyone figures out about them. So make sure you join that Discord if you want to see coin methods as soon as possible. So I'm going to go over 5 tips today on how to be a better runner for you guys. So tip number 1 is learn to utilize your blockers as best as possible. Let's assume this right end is someone who's really bothering me. I'm going to double team him here. And I got to speed up here, but I will show you here that I'll do it in a minute. So they double team. Let's assume that's Lawrence Taylor or someone, and they're just coming off the edge like crazy, and they've been messing me up. You can double team them. They added that feature in. It's a really, really good one. I'm going to run the stretch just to the right side to show you here. So you hit L1 to bring up your offensive line protection, and then double team. Down on the right stick, and then you can go over, you see the little D there, you can go over which player you want to double team. So a lot of times the ends in Madden are the ones that really cause the most trouble, so you can double team him, and watch right here what happens. He gets hit by both guys. The second guy was a little late there, but he was going after him. Sometimes the offensive linemen are a little slow to react, but the second guy was going after him. So shifting your line doesn't actually affect running plays at all, at least as far as I know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But again, you can double team L1 to bring up your offensive line, down on the right stick to double team. Let's say it's the left end here that's causing me trouble and not this linebacker. I can double team him, and that'll put any free blockers on him to go and stop him right there. So you got the center kind of working over to him and hitting that double team. So that's a really useful adjustment, of course. If you've got one person that's really just dominating, you can always double team them. If you didn't know about that mechanic, I'm sure a lot of y'all did, but that's a pretty simple one. So still on tip number 1, a really good method also to use is use these 3 tight end sets. So your tight ends are naturally going to be better blockers than these wide receivers. As you can see, this is a single back formation. I have 1 wide receiver, I have 3 tight ends, and I'm going to run behind them. A lot of times in other formations, you're relying on a wide receiver to make a block, and they're not always very good at blocking, so it sort of depends. But as you can see here with my tight ends, they're really good at bottling those guys up and getting those blocks. So maybe if you have a short yardage play, you could do single back like that, or if you want to have your fullback in there, you can do like this I form H wing, which gives you another blocker here. So you can see I got the fullback and I've got the 2 tight ends. I got Kittle and Ertz on the side there. There are different formations you can run where you get another blocker in there rather than just another wide receiver that's going to be picking up a block. So as you can see, those guys are much better at blocking, of course, than your typical wide receiver. That's just what they are there for. So tip number 1 is very simple. It's basically just setting up your play. That is really like 80% of your run. If you can set up a good run play, you're going to be good to go. So tip number 2 is going to be get better at your stick skills. Now when I'm talking about stick skills, I'm not talking about just like your juking and your spinning, although those can be utilized. I'm talking about things like the one cut there where you just change direction very quickly. Let's see if I can run back a little bit more here. Okay, so I kind of lost it there, but so when I'm talking about better stick skills, I'm not talking about being better at spinning and juking. I'm talking about literally just using the left stick and the right and left triggers. So it's really the most important thing is being able to control the ball carrier. I'm going to swing Bo out left here. We'll see if we can get a good angle on someone. I'm holding down R2. Everyone's hitting their blocks. So I don't want to get too in depth here on this video. I can make another stick skill video if y'all want, but essentially all this one cut is you're holding down R2, which is the sprint button. You let off of it while holding L2, which is the finesse button, and then you flick your stick in the opposite direction. So I'll try and talk about it as I'm running it here. So I'm running out right, holding R2, I'm sprinting. Here he comes, L2, I cut out the field. So he took a little bit more of a shallower route on me, but as you can see, you can make really, really quick cuts there. All right, so I'm gonna commentate as I run here. Basically, I'm gonna swing out to the right with Bo, and I'm gonna try and get the computers to over pursue a little bit and leave a lane open in the middle, and I'm gonna do that one cut and cut inside and hit up the field really quick. So I'm running out with Bo. Here's one. And then I cut upfield, just like that. And he misses that tackle. Now, again, he was really close there, but a user is going to get faked out by that more. If you've ever seen any of the good Madden YouTubers playing, that's really what they're good at. Their stick skills are amazing. That's when like human joystick becomes absolutely unbeatable, and then I kind of feel it. So that's maybe a place where they were coming down to get the hit stick. As you can see with a human, they might have gone to get that hit stick. The computer's just going to go for that safe tackle. All right, so the computer kind of sucks at taking angles. That's why I'm having a hard time of getting a good play here. I'm going to swing out left with Bo, hit that sprint button, and then we cut right up the field. As you can see right there, he did throttle down and he got that tackle. A user usually comes down and tries to get that hit stick, and that's what you're trying to get those overly aggressive guys and take advantage of them being super aggressive. Let's try it one more time. Swing Bo out to the right. We'll cut back. So you see how when I cut back like that, he gets like a little extra gallop of speed. You can see the X factor light up underneath him. That's really what you're going for right there. That's how you know you've done it correctly. We've got one more play here, 3 seconds. Let's see if we can get it. Go left, cut right up the middle. See right there. So the other linebacker came in, but that one linebacker that I was trying to avoid, he was completely out of the play. Like I was cutting right up there in that hole. He was taking away the outside seam. That's where I was going. I was able to cut back inside. I didn't touch the right stick, the juke button, anything like that. It was all just the stick skills. You really want to work on that. It's hard to do against the CPU because the CPU kind of sucks at reacting to it. You really got to practice more against humans. Play against your friends, maybe play against people online if you don't mind just messing around with it. So I definitely need to work on my stick skills a little bit better. As y'all can see, I'm obviously not a professional Madden player by any extent, but I've been working on them. I've been getting a lot better. So like I said, if y'all want me to make a dedicated videos to specific stick skills and how to get better with them, just let me know down below in the comments, and I can definitely put one of those together for y'all. So the third tip that I have, and probably the most important tip except for maybe tip number 5, is to not hold down R2, the sprint, the turbo, whatever you call it, button. So many people that I know, as soon as the play starts, as soon as they get the ball, they're holding down R2 and they're sprinting. Now if you have it fast, if you get a good angle, sometimes that works. But the reason that you don't want to do that, it's not just because your guy will get tired out and will start running slower. That's true. But the main reason is that in Madden 20, if you hold down the R2, those defensive linemen and linebackers are going to get quicker block sheds. It's just a mechanic in there. If you're holding down R2, as soon as you get that ball, they're going to get quicker block sheds. So instead of doing that, practice not holding down R2. You can get around players a little bit better. That was kind of ridiculous because the computer sucks. Basically, you want to work on controlling your runner without having him in a full-on sprint. You can also control him a little bit better because he's moving at a slower speed. And then right here, you can sprint a little bit. You can hit him with that juke. You can hit him with that stick skill, whatever you want to do at that point. But right when you first get the ball, you shouldn't be holding that R2. You should really only be holding the R2 button when you need that extra burst of speed to either get by a guy or get through a hole or something like that. So definitely if you're running in the middle, you don't want to hold R2 either because they're going to hit those quick block shots. Now they got a couple guys on the line. We'll see what happens. And then at that point, so once you get through that hole, if you see daylight, that's when you're going to hold down R2. You got to learn to use sprint at the right time, otherwise you're going to keep getting those block sheds. That's why people get instant block sheds a lot of time, because you're holding R2 as soon as the play starts. So again, I'm going to run it to the side here. I'm going to let my guys all hit their blocks. I'm not holding R2. Got a few people, I'm going to spin around them, and then their computers, they suck. But you get the idea. Your guys will hold their blocks longer if you're not holding that sprint button down. If you do, you're going to get instant shed, and they're going to tackle you in the backfield. I don't care how fast you're going. That is probably one of the biggest secrets of running that I feel like a lot of people don't know. They just assume go as fast as you can the whole time. It's not always good to do that. Sometimes you need to maneuver a little bit better by not going as quick. And again, that mechanic where they shed a lot quicker, that just completely ruins that. So the fourth tip is a pretty obvious one, but it's also very important, so I figured I'd mention it, is to put chemistries and abilities on your guys. Just like all the other players, they become significantly better when they have those abilities on them. Now, some of the better abilities are inside and outside zone guru, depending on what you run a little bit more of. Because I run to the outside a lot, I do the outside zone guru. It works really well. It allows my wide receivers to block a little bit better for me, and the tight ends and this fullback as he stretches out. As you can see, they hit their blocks better. They push everyone out of the way, and then I can get upfield for a big gain. If you do inside zone guru, that's more if you're running up the gut, maybe like a power. It helps your center guard and your tackles a little bit better at blocking. Both are really good abilities that you should definitely have, just depending on which one you use more. Some of the other abilities, so Bo doesn't get evasive because of his archetype, so I've got Jukebox and Bruiser on him. The Bruiser gives him the more powerful truck and stiff arm animations, which he's a just run him over kind of back, so that's what I want to do. But if I want to juke someone else, I've got Jukebox on him. It is significantly different if you don't have Jukebox on him. Just in case you're someone that doesn't have abilities on their running back, but you like to run a lot, you just haven't invested in it, let me show you the difference here. This is Bo Jackson with his Jukebox on. Let's see if we can get a guy to actually juke. There we go. See how quick he made that cut? He cut into the left really quick. Now we're going to put our backup running back. So our backup right now is actually Christian McCoy because I sold our backup running back, but watch how slow his juke is compared to Bo's. He literally couldn't even execute the juke before he got tackled. Let's try it one more time with him because that was kind of a bad angle. But without jukebox on or evasive, if he's able to get it, it's a very noticeable difference. We'll try it one more time here. See, it's very slow. Now, it depends on the player. Some just have a naturally better juke move than others. But yeah, you definitely just want to put abilities on your running back that fit your play style. So again, depending on your play style, that's going to determine what kind of abilities you want to pick. If you've got more of a bruiser like Bo and maybe Marshawn Lynch, you put the more powerful truck, stiff arms, all that good stuff. If you've got a quicker back or someone like Saquon that's really elusive, you're going to want to put that evasive on, spin cycle, jukebox, all that stuff so he can get around. Pair that with the better blocking on the outside, and you're going to be good to go. Of course, as I'm trying to demonstrate Bo Jackson's ability, he gets tackled in the backfield, and everybody misses their blocks. Let's see if we can get a slightly better one here. Run right to the side, see if we can run somebody over. Middle linebacker, chuck him right into the ground. That was a good middle linebacker. As you can see, those abilities really do matter because without those abilities, he probably doesn't make that truck. So the fifth and final tip isn't anything like technical or any how to play. It's just your strategy when you're playing, and that is to switch up what you run. Now, people in Madden are creatures of habit, I'm sure you know if you've played anyone on head-to-head, they've got like 4, 5, 6 plays maybe that they go to. A lot of people will just run stretch all the time, or they'll run halfback dive, or like maybe a flip out to the full, something. Everyone's got like their favorite plays. What's really important to do with running, just like with passing and everything else, is to switch it up. You don't just want to use the same play over and over because it's going to start getting predictable and people are going to know what you're doing. So you don't want that to be an issue. If you're not switching it up and you just find one running play that you really, really like and you're running over and over, and maybe it's working against some opponents, but it's not going to against somebody who's actually good. So you need to have a diverse array of running plays that you can hit at all times. Now, maybe you can use being predictable to your advantage and run the same play or the same direction a couple times in a row, and then they think you're going that direction, and then you hit them with a reverse or a counter. Again, these are real people. I'm assuming you're playing, not the computer. The computer doesn't care. You can probably run the same play a million times in a row, and it's not going to matter to the computer. But to a human, you don't want to be predictable. And if being predictable is being unpredictable where you trick them, that's definitely something you can do as well. All right, guys, that is going to do it for that video. I hope this helps you get a little bit better at running. Maybe you didn't know some of the things in there if you're new to Madden, or if you just hadn't really looked that deep into it, like holding the sprint. I know a lot of people that didn't know that, so I think that's a really helpful tip. As always, guys, I'm going to shout out the people that supported my previous video. Midnight Hayabusa at J200120006. He is the one who actually came up with the method in the previous video, so big shout out to him. Galacticanderson at Galactic TV. He and Midnight Hayabusa are both my two moderators, so shout out to both of them in the Discord. Redigold at 2TrillSA, and WarEagle34 at War_Eagle_34. Thank you guys so much for the support. Guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe as well. Hit the bell icon if you're not already. Thank you guys so much for all the support. That is going to do it for this video, guys. I will see you all in the next one.